What's going on, boxing fans? Juan Williams here at the distance. Today got a top five. Kind of returned to the top five atmosphere. I hadn't done top five since February. Decided to do it again. You know, after I got a few requests to kind of bring it back. Pretty much I got like 3 or 4 more to do, and I'm done with the top five series. And I guess the rest will live on demand on my YouTube channel, whatever. But this here is going to be top 5 lightweights. I'm going to do top 5 lightweights, top 5 featherweights, and top 5 heavyweight punches. I'll do top 5 featherweights next month and top 5 heavyweight punches the month after. I'm in January when I come, when I return. After kind of a small break, but this here will be the top 5 lightweights. And today I'm going to start off with I believe he was the 24th or 25th champion, Ike Williams. Ike Williams held on to the championship for about 6 years. Was the lightweight champion, Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year in 1948. He won the championship in 1945 by defeating Juan Zurita. Zurita was a fighter who was well established in boxing. He had hundreds of fights, and actually the match with Ike Williams was his last matchup. He knocked him out in 2 rounds, and actually Ike Williams I believe he was robbed at gunpoint after winning the championship from Zurita. And I think that possibly, what happened was he came in at the last minute. He was a replacement opponent out. This was in 1945, so there's like no videos. There's no videos of the fights or anything. Everything was done by reputation. And not too much was heard of by Ike Williams. He was just a guy who came up short a couple times early in his career. Was knocked out by Bob Montgomery, and in like 12 rounds was knocked out by Montgomery, and he came back, and in 1945, and over I believe it was like a 27-month period, he won like 32 straight fights, and fought 32 times, and 14 of those fights he won by knockout. So he's slowly kind of building his reputation back, and he fights Juan Zurita for the lightweight championship, the NBA lightweight championship, which is now the WBA, and he wins it in 2 rounds. And the thing with Ike Williams is Ike Williams could have potentially he could have been one of the best lightweights of all time. He could have been, but the belief is that he was blackballed by boxing. As a lightweight champion, he only fought I think it was like 5 defenses of that championship. In the period that he was the champion, he only had like 5 defenses, and he's one of those guys that kept jumping up and down in weight, and a lot of fighters did that back then. They would go up in weight to try to win another division championship, and then move back down. Henry Armstrong was one of the first fighters to actually win a championship in 2 divisions and hold them all simultaneously. But other fighters in the 40s were trying to were kind of trying to accomplish that. Billy Collins, another fighter who was kind of trying to do that. He tried to win another championship when he fought Joe Louis. But Ike Williams had fought for the welterweight crown a couple times, I believe. He fought for the welterweight championship. But and it's like the case with Bob Foster. Bob Foster is another fighter that moved up in weight and continued to fight. Continued to fight up at other weight classes, at heavyweight. And he never won a championship at heavyweight, but he never lost his light heavyweight championship. But Ike Williams did lose his championship against the fighter by the name of Jimmy Carter in 1951. And the thing about his career though is just look at his style. He was aggressive. He had a good. You look at the old videos, and there's not too much video of Ike Williams, but he comes forward, uses the jab very well. Set up his right hand on the inside. He was able to land the right hand, a nice chopping right hand nice chopping right hook inside, and threw a pretty good left hook. Jab from the outside very well. Jab from the outside very well. The thing with him was he one thing that he did have to do is he did have to plant his feet to land his power shots and land them all to full authority. So that's something that I did see looking at Ike Williams videos. But I do have him rated at number 5. Even though he was blackballed by, it said he was blackballed by boxing because he didn't, he was, he was a fighter that managed himself, so he didn't have that person to give him the big fights that, that he, that he should have had, and then you look at the beating he gave to Bo Jack. It's on YouTube. He gave Bo Jack a beating. It was, and the stoppage was extremely late, but he just gave the man a slow beating. And also, if you look at his style, it was kind of like that's what he was gonna do. That's what he did to opponents. He just gave him a beating. And a victory that's of note for Ike Williams is he does hold a victory over one of the greatest welterweight fighters of all time and one of the best chins of all time, Kid Gavilan. So that's something to give him credit for, even though it was in another division. That's something that should be out there, despite the fact that Gavilan's lost a lot of fights. So did Williams, but they fought frequent. And I think in this time, if you put Ike Williams against a fighter of this generation, I think that with Ike Williams' style, that aggressive come forward, technical, actually you could say technical aggression. I think that would be trouble for many boxers of this generation. Not only that, he's one of the greatest punchers of all time as well. So anyway, guys, I'll be back with number 4 tomorrow. But anyway, guys, that was The Distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.